Hi there, welcome to the second part of this Power Query lesson. And in this lesson, we're going to do a couple of things just to wrap up this Power Query section. Alright, so we're going to create a blank report, and then this takes us into Power BI. And then we go to transform data to open up our Power Query editor. Alright, our Power Query editor is opened. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect our data set. We're going to connect to our data set. What we're using is an Excel file. Okay, it's an Excel file, so I'm going to connect. Yeah, so we're using this Unpivot dataset. Open. Alright, let's preview our sheet to see which of them we're using. Not this one. Yeah, this is the sheet we need, sheet 2. So I'm going to check this box and then click OK. Alright, good. So we have this here. Now, I want you to look at the structure of this data. I want you to understand the structure. So from what you can see here, you can see chair, desk, keyboard, and many other items here. And you can see the dates: January, February, March, April. And these are the prices. These are the prices for each of those products in different months, basically. Alright, so but we can see January, February, March. Why not make this the header instead? So this is supposed to be the header because this, you're seeing column labels, is empty. So why not make January here, February as the header, March as the header? That would be very good. So to do that, on my home ribbon, I would go to transform, and then I will see replace first row as header. So use first row as headers, use first row as headers. So it takes this, so the row labels goes up: January, February, March, April, May, June. So it goes up. Now you might be tempted to see this. Now this might be very difficult to analyze, so that to do this, I would say that you should unpivot this, because this has been pivoted. So if you do this in Excel, you understand what's called pivot table. So this has been pivoted already. So to have this ready for analysis, you need to unpivot this. And how do you unpivot this? So to unpivot this, now these are the ones you want to unpivot. What that means is that you want to make these dates as columns instead of rows. Sorry, as rows instead of columns. These are columns: January, February, March, April, May. So you want those months as rows instead. So that means you're going to have January as row, February as row, March as row. So that means this is our bone of contention from the month. We want to have the month as a row instead of a column. So all months will be on one column basically. So I'm going to pick from the first. This is January. I'll do this in 2 ways so that you can get a feel of how Power BI works. So I'm going to select the whole of January to the last month. So I'll click on January, then scroll down to December, then press down my shift key and then click on December. It highlights from January, that's where I first click, to December. Then I had to press shift down before clicking on December so that it can highlight from the first place I click to this point. And then I'll right click, and then it brings out this box, and then I can say that I want to unpivot columns. So what do I do? Unpivot columns. If I click this, now see what happens. You have all the month on the rows, and then you have chair, desk, keyboard. Then you can see April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and like that. And then you see the values. These are the prices basically. So I will do this in another way. I cancel this. Takes me back to the previous position I was. Like I said in the previous video, this is where you track your applied step. You can cancel this, and then it takes you to the previous step you did. Now Remember, I want to unpivot this rest of the column, so I can also click here, right click, but this time I'm going to choose unpivot other columns apart from this one I've clicked. So other columns, so because that will be like January to December. Basically it does the same thing basically. Good. So instead of me having to select everything, I can just click one that's not part of the list and then unpivot every other columns basically. And then I can rename this to be the price, and then I can rename this to month. So this is exactly how we unpivot. Now this is actually ready for analysis. So what do? I close and apply this basically, and then it takes these into Power BI, ready for visualization and analysis. Yeah, so see you in the next episode. Bye.